From high atop the penthouse of Black Mount Vernon, where you turn the faucet handle and don't nothing come out but fine ass, hot and cold running white women's. Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. American and all them ships at sea. Welcome to the first anniversary edition of the Blast Radius. I'm your special guest correspondent, Black George Washington. Here come your decline of Western civilization news roundup in just a moment. First, I'ma tell you the story how I done came to be here today. See, last week, I just be sitting around the penthouse doing what Black George Washington do, lounging on my big old bearskin rug, sipping some Courvoisier, got fine-ass naked white bitches feeding me grapes and shit, and I get a phone call from my good friend Captain Curmudgeon, and he says to me, he says, Black George Washington, next week is the first anniversary of the Blast Radius, and I got to come up with something special for that occasion. So I was thinking the peoples might like it if you stepped in and done the news roundup. And I says to him, I says, Captain Curmudgeon, my brother, out of all the white bread, milk, toast, cracker ass, peckerwood motherfuckers in the whole wide world, ain't none of them I'd rather do a special favor for than you. So you bet your sweet ass I'm in the car, baby. Now let's do this shit. Dateline, Washington, Monday, 2nd of September. Cracker-ass Peckerwood House Speaker Mike Johnson say he gonna think about shutting down the federal government if the House don't approve a bill that requires all the states to demand proof of citizenship from any motherfucker that wants to vote in this year's election. But wait, Black George Washington, I hear you say, ain't you already got to be a citizen to vote in any U.S. election? Well, yes. So why the fuck do we need a bill like that? Well, that's a goddamn good question. And you know what else is a goddamn good question? Why would one party be so adamantly opposed to a bill that only stipulates a thing that the Constitution already requires? Is there any innocent, non-corrupt explanation for that? Nah, that sure as fuck ain't. Not from where Black George Washington be sitting. You remember that one time that Shakespeare motherfucker wrote that line about people's protesting too much? It look a whole hell of a lot like these peoples be protesting too much. It's almost like one party think they can't win without no vote fraud. Speaker Johnson say he gonna staple this proof of citizenship bill on the ass end of the bill they got to pass to keep the government running. So this looks like a win-win from where Black George Washington be sitting. Either the proof of citizenship gets passed or the government gets shut down. It's like choosing between a big titty white blonde and a big titty white brunette. Ain't no way a brother can go wrong. Dateline, New York City, Tuesday, 3rd of September. Well, it's back to school season again, folks, which means them cosplay carefree motherfuckers is back, taking over college campuses, waving they Palestine flags, chanting they dumbass slogans, spray painting statues and all that shit. Students who showed up for the first day of classes at Columbia University this week, they done got greeted by a big old mob of these Hamas-loving motherfuckers saying they got to boycott classes and all this kind of shit. The Associated Press done reported, quote, someone splattered red paint Tuesday on a statue in front of the Lowe Memorial Library. Outside the gates of the university, a small group of protesters marched in a picket line and urged arriving students and faculty to join them rather than go into class. As long as Columbia continues to invest and to benefit from Israeli apartheid, the students will continue to resist. Now, this was said by Mahmoud Khalil, a graduate student who represented campus protesters in negotiations with the university. And he said that shit to the Associated Press last week ahead of the start of classes. Not only protests and encampments, he said, the sky is the limit. Now, Mahmoud, may I call you Mahmoud? Well, I don't give a fuck if I can call you that, so listen your ass up anyway. What the fuck you talking about negotiations? Negotiate what, motherfucker? These kids, they just want to go to class and get their proper woke indoctrination that their parents done second mortgage their houses for. So how's about you stand your bitch ass out the way and mind your own goddamn business? And if you don't understand the words that's coming out of Black George Washington's mouth right now, I'ma be happy to learn that shit in Arabic, bitch. Dateline Washington, Monday the 4th of September. White House Press Secretary Baghdad Buckwheat said she didn't have no comment when some cracker-ass Peckerwood reporter done asked her for a critique of Kamala Harris's fake black accent. And it's just like my daddy used to say, Black George Washington Sr., what he done told me when I done chopped down that cherry tree. Son, he said, if there's a thing you'd rather not talk about, just pretend it don't exist. So even though I see you standing here in front of a busted-ass cherry tree holding a goddamn axe in your hand, if you look me right in my eye and you say, nah, daddy, there ain't no axe and there ain't no damn cherry tree, I'll believe you, son. That's the exact same thing with Kamala's fake black accent. You never heard no fake black accent because it don't exist, just like that damn cherry tree I never done chopped down. So, if it sounds like Kamala trying to talk black to black audiences and then she trying to talk white to white audiences when they all a bunch of crack-ass Peckerwood motherfuckers, well, you just got to stop imagining that shit is all. You know, some people be saying Kamala Harris, she tried way too hard to come off black. Like when she done that, told that lady how she make her collard greens. Some people be saying, why in the fuck would a half Jamaican, half Punjabi who was born in Berkeley and raised in French goddamn Canada give a fuck about some deep south soul food recipes? Well, I don't fucking know. All I know is if she cleans the collard greens in the bathtub, I'd sure as fuck hate to see where she cleans the chitlins. Dateline Ottawa, Thursday the 5th of September. Since we on the subject of cultural appropriating motherfuckers who done grew up in Canada, they crack-ass Peckerwood Prime Minister Trudeau, well, he might be in a whole heap of trouble, see, cause his coalition partners done bailed out on his ass this week. Now, has it got anything to do with that big old standing ovation he gave to that Nazi SS motherfucker in the House of Commons a few months back? I don't know. Has it got anything to do with his habit of wearing so much blackface even Al Jolson would be offended? I don't know. Has it got anything to do with the way he treats every country he visits like his own personal costume shop? I don't know. But he done lost the New Democrat Party. They done pulled out of their ruling coalition and they sound pissed, y'all. This here's a quote from NDP leader Jagmeet Singh. That don't sound very much like a Canadian name, but what the fuck does Black George Washington know anyway? Quote, today, I have notified the Prime Minister that I done ripped up the supply and confidence agreement. Big corporations and wealthy CEOs have had their government. It's the people's time, end quote. In other words, Trudeau, the wokest motherfucker in the whole Western Hemisphere, he just ain't woke enough for them NDP motherfuckers who went on to call the Prime Minister too weak and too selfish to continue in office. So it sounds like America's top hat might be having themselves an election sooner than later, so stay tuned to the blast radius for any new developments out of Canuckistan. Dateline New York City, Friday the 6th of September. Former President Donald Trump done told the economic love of New York this week that he wants to bring back the American dream and make it easier for young folks to afford buying their first home. Whoa! We will make housing much more affordable and we will get mortgage rates back down to 3% so young people will be able to buy a home again and be part of the American dream. millions of people will take part in reviving the American dream. It's about the American dream. It's all about the American dream. We don't talk about the American dream with these Democrat people in office. They don't want to talk about the American dream because they want the exact opposite. And he ain't lying neither. Them globalist motherfuckers, they've been saying the quiet part out loud for quite a while now. About how in the future, you ain't gonna own nothing and you gonna be happier. You gonna live in a dirt floor hovel, you gonna eat bugs and grass for your supper, you gonna ride around on a goddamn bicycle like some Chinese motherfucker, and you gonna love that shit. And don't you be complaining about nothing on no social media neither, or the speech police, they gonna come and round your ass up for some re-education, you hear? And you know what else Trump said? He said, we also can't ignore the impact of the flood 21 million illegal aliens has had in driving up housing costs. That's why my plan will ban federally backed mortgages for illegal aliens. Now, why the fuck would any goddamn illegal alien be eligible for a mortgage in the first place? I don't fucking know. Y'all gonna have to ask the California Assembly about that one. If they ain't too busy writing up some goddamn slavery reparation bill. Now, I hate to disappoint y'all. That's the end of this here roundup. Congratulations to you Blast Radius motherfuckers on your first year in business. Have yourselves a fine-ass anniversary show. And y'all be sure and tune in Tuesday night for the live stream of the debate. I got to bounce peoples. I got lots of impatient, big-titty white women in the next room that won't take no for an answer. Y'all know how it be. So much love until next we meet. I'm Black George Washington, America's baby daddy. See you next time. Peace out, bitches.